What's up, good people? What's up, good people? It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. Welcome to Work For It Wednesday, right here in the brand new suite. Are you ready for Work For It Wednesday? Y'all know what we do. We're going to jump right into it. Today, on this Work For It Wednesday, I'm outside, as y'all can see. I'm outside again. I like it. The weather's been really nice. So today, I'm outside again in order to be able to just get some fresh air. I want you to get some fresh air today. Just enjoy the fresh air. Hopefully it's nice where you are. You can enjoy the weather. You can do the outside thing today. Just take a walk. Take a walk like I do every morning, Monday through Friday, and just enjoy the fresh air. Take it in and be able to enjoy it and be able to get your exercise. So, welcome to the brand new suite. Y'all know what we've been doing all this week. We've been talking about, we've been dealing with protect your brand. And we've been talking about the legal side of branding. And we've given you 5 strategies, 5 ways to be able to protect your brand in order to be able to have and keep your brand. And today is no different. We're going to be talking about your copyrights, your original content. Copyright your content. Now, the other day we talked about trademarking. Today we're talking about copywriting. There's a difference between trademark, which is your logo, sayings, and things like that, and copyright, which is like those things that you have written, such as a book or curriculum, those kinds of things, because your content is your intellectual property. It's your intellectual property. It's those things that you've thought about, that you've written down, that you've put into words, and whether it's a book, whether it's training material, whether it's your videos, whether it's your frameworks, whether it's your strategies, your concepts, your curriculum, anything like that, that's what you want to make sure is copywritten. They all have value. And here's the thing: many leaders, many leaders create incredible content. You have incredible content, but some never secure the ownership of that content, of that work that you put in. And you've put in hours and days of putting this work together, and then all of a sudden it gets stolen, and you wonder why. When you're shocked as to when someone copies it, when someone reproduces it, if someone profits from your work. So you have to protect it. You want to make sure that your intellectual property is protected, because here's what happens when you don't protect your intellectual property. People can steal. People will steal. They'll take your idea. They'll take your thoughts. That's why you have to be mindful and careful of who you go over information with, and who you talk with about your ideas. Making sure that if you need an NDA, which is what we talked about yesterday too, which is a non-disclosure agreement where the person cannot discuss that information that you all talk about anywhere to anybody else, because it could be used. And the copyright protects you with your property. It says, yes, I am the original creator of this content, and no one else has the right to use it outside of my permission. If someone has permission, they have to get permission from me in order to be able to use it. There's been many court fights about who the copyright belongs to. If you have not copywritten it, and someone else takes it and they use it before you do, and you try to go to court with it, you got to prove that is your content. And if they take the paperwork and they do everything that they're supposed to do before you do, guess who has the right to it? That would be them. They have it. So you want to make sure that your books, your courses, your videos, and any other written content that you have, your curriculums, that they're covered. Take the time to get them covered, to make sure that you protect your asset. Those are assets for you, and when you own it, you get to use it when and wherever you want to. But if If you don't own it, then someone else can use it whenever, wherever. But if you own it, then someone else has to have legal usage of that content. I want you to understand that the significance of you taking the time to be able to make sure that the content that you create, whether it's on social media, whether it's writing, taking the time to write a curriculum and doing all those things, that you legalize it and protect it from your standpoint. Protecting your intellectual property is probably one of the most major things that you do, next to following the LLC, just following the business entity and making sure that the business entity is correct, protecting yourself that way from a business standpoint. And here's the thing, you're building, with this content, you're building long-term assets that your company owns and you own the company. And that's part of building your legacy. How do you build your legacy? You said every single day. You're building your legacy every single day. And part of that legacy is your books, your training materials, your videos, your curriculum. I'm going to keep saying it because I want you to understand how important it is that you protect those assets that you have. Each of them are assets. And you have to go through the proper channels in order to be able to do that. If you need to get an attorney, which I suggest you do, to be able to have them take care of all of that aspect and make sure that you go over all of the paperwork. Because it's not just about telling someone to do it. You got to make sure that they're doing it correctly and that they don't get over it. Because there's been many attorneys who have gotten over owing people because people weren't paying attention to their, to the legal aspect of it, or even asking someone, hey, what does this mean? What does that mean? I'm not quite sure what that means. If you aren't sure, ask the questions. Ask the questions so that you have clarity. Your ideas are assets. Protect them like assets. You want to consider everything that you've created, your books, your training materials, your licensing deals. You want to make sure that all of that is protected, and you want to make sure that it's protected the correct way, so that if someone does try to use it, then you have a legal course to be able to go after them. Because that's the importance of that. And here's the last thing I'm gonna leave you with. Say, and now here's your homework. What content have you created? What content have you created that deserves legal protection today? What have you created? Is it a book? Is it training material? Is it videos like this here? Is it frameworks that you've created? Is it concepts? Is it strategies? Is it a curriculum that you created? Is it a program that you've created? I want you to take inventory today. Take inventory. Let's work forward Wednesday. Take inventory of your intellectual assets and begin to put in place the process of protecting them, if they're not already protected. Or have a conversation with your attorney, if you have one, because you may already have an attorney that does this for you. Have a conversation with them and ask them for the information, because you want to make sure that I have protection for these particular assets. And that way you have a clear understanding. And then you want to do the same thing for the trademarks that we talked about for Monday. What you want to trademark is your logo trademark, is your mantra trademark. Making sure all of those things are in place. So that's what I got for you today. The impact builder. Now, if you want to go into greater detail about making sure that you are protected, that your brand is protected, y'all know what to do. In the description there is the calendar. You can schedule your strategy session in order to be able to make sure that your vision is protected. You want to make sure that your vision is protected at all, everything. Make sure that your vision is protected at all cost, because we don't want it to cost you your brand. We don't want it to cost you all of your intellectual property that you have already created, and then make sure that your brand are protected with your additional assets that you are creating. sure that you're better by the end of the year than you were at the beginning of the year. Protect your assets. So, it's your boy, the Impact Builder. We'll be right back here tomorrow morning. We'll see you all soon. Peace.